Well, welcome back to more personal narrative writing. So, this time I'm going to take what I charted on my graphic organizer about my walk and we're going to turn it into a story. And I've already decided that the title of my story is going to be called Wednesday's Walk. So, come join me while I take ideas from my graphic organizer and put them into a personal narrative story. Welcome back, kiddos. All right, so the title of our story is going to be Wednesday's Walk because today happens to be Wednesday. So I want to do an opening sentence that will tell you something about my story. All right, so I'm going to start with early this morning. My dog Luna and I took a walk. All right, so remember, start with your uppercase, end with your period, and don't forget your good finger spaces in between. So early this morning, my dog Luna and I took a walk. All right, so the first thing that we came across today was birds. All right, so as we were walking, we heard lots of birds singing. We saw red-winged blackbirds. Okay, so there's a part about my birds. As we were walking, we heard lots of birds singing. We saw red-winged blackbirds. All right, so the next thing in my story was the snails. Okay, so we actually saw a whole group of snails right in the middle of the trail. Luna and I actually saw 5. Luna and I saw 5 snails in the middle of the trail. Now, we got a little worried. We were hoping that they wouldn't get stepped on or trampled over by all the bikes that go on the path later or by people walking by. So I actually picked those snails up and I moved them over to the side of the trail. All right, so I said I moved them to the side of the trail so they wouldn't get trampled. All right, so the next thing that we came across was we saw the pond that's alongside the trail. So I'm going to say next, we stopped at the pond. We actually heard the frogs before we saw them. Sounded like a chorus. There were so many of them. We heard a chorus of frogs croaking. And then we saw one hop into the pond. All right. So we heard a chorus of frogs croaking, and then we saw one hop into the pond. Luna and I went back home. We enjoyed our eventful walk. And I'm going to put an exclamation mark there because we did have a really good time. All right, so let me read back through my whole personal narrative story. All right. Early this morning, my dog Luna and I took a walk. As we were walking, we heard lots of birds singing. We saw red-winged blackbirds. Luna and I saw 5 snails in the middle of the trail. I moved them to the side of the trail so they wouldn't get trampled. Next, we stopped at the pond. We heard a chorus of frogs croaking, and then we saw one hop into the pond. Luna and I went back home. We enjoyed our eventful walk. All right, so as you can see with my story, this told about a small moment in my life. It was a short time when I took a walk with my dog Luna. All right, and it told my story in sequential order. It told what happened first, that we saw the birds, and then next we saw the snails, and finally we saw the frogs. We saw one hop into the pond and we heard them. And then I ended my story with us heading back home and that we enjoyed our walk. So I'd love for you to try writing a personal narrative yourself and then have Mom or Dad send it to me. I can't wait to hear all about your small moment in time. Have fun!